testing this mic, testing. Thank you.
Everything, and then watch me. As again, they move on to everybody.
Yeah.
As they move on.
Yeah. This one, this one?
No, I want to see entry level. 360,
It's actually free. It's actually free.
Well, a pleasant good morning to all once more. To those of you now joining us, good morning to you as well, and welcome to today's CCIC breakfast meeting. A couple things that I need to make mention of. We do have blood pressure testing, that is sugar testing, available for you. Also, you can sign up for your Massey loyalty card. Just in case you do not have that already, you can do that today right here at Signature Hall. Sign up for your Massey loyalty card. And I gotta let you know that Massey Motors is outside. Yeah, with 2 new vehicles. So you can check out those vehicles as well. They're willing to answer any questions you have pertaining to vehicles. Alright, so I need to let you know that breakfast is being served right now. So do get your breakfast before our meeting commences. Alright, so good morning to you once more.
You ready guys?
See that running off? Whoa.
Like an iPhone.
This?
This could go in here?
No, doesn't go in the wine.
Serious? Yeah, open up your cover.
No, doesn't go up. Is that their start? That's fine.
And of course, I must come back on the mic to say a special thank you to our sponsors for today, Marcy Stores. Thank you so much, you guys are doing an amazing job. The breakfast was delicious. The coffee, man, I tell you. Thank you so much to Marcy Stores. Yeah, everything is all courtesy. Marcy Stores, CCIC breakfast meeting.
I think it's healthy because we don't have to get business community in different areas. Dialogue, and get the full authority and also the commissioner know the areas and the flights there.
Okay, right. San Fernando Chamber is here, also Attorney Omlala. We haven't started as yet, but we just chatting, having a little coffee and whatnot. So what you have to say about this initiative today by the Chaguanas Chamber?
It's a fantastic initiative.
Yeah.
The police has left for the space to come to Chaguanas to the citizens, the business community, to bring her ideas and strategies to keep the business community safe. Partner with the business community to show what we have to offer as well to the service, and that she brings a new breath of fresh air to the country to bring confidence back to the service, and the business community is here to hear her thoughts this morning.
Great. Attorney Omlala, what's happening? Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, what's going on?
Encouraging venture by the Chaguanas Chamber, again, getting the commissioner out of Port of Spain, coming here in the plight of the business community, having collaboration, having good speakers, engage in dialogue and look for solutions is critical.
It's all about making, this place great again. It's happy that we have the members of the business community who can really express their concerns. I mean, at the end of the day, we are the ones that are affected by crime mostly, because when the criminals come after us or after our business, it's a shutdown, you just send home people. It's a whole, ripple effect.
And it's critical for stakeholders to get involved, play their part, and be part of the decision-making process. It's too long stakeholders have sat in the back seat and not been participating.
And what about for San Fernando? Tell me, what is your plans?
We have some strategies to deal with the slowdown in business.
Yeah.
But there's some hope. We're having a meeting with the mayor next week on how we could revitalize the business, the downtown business, bring people back in shopping into San Fernando. Yeah. So we have some glimmer.
They kind of slow down a bit?
It slowed down, business slowed down.
Yeah.
But we have some...
Because the crime was just the economy.
It's a combination of factors.
Yeah.
We just came out of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Crime, of course, continues to plague the society. Hampers business activity. Entertainment especially, you find a lot of people closing their doors early. What we want to do is re-establish safety in South Trinidad. We had one or two incidents that sort of hampered us a bit, but we had assurances from the police service up to yesterday, and then we had a meeting with the senior officers in South Trinidad.
And how is our senior superintendent Smith doing in South? Well, he's a great guy. He's
doing a fantastic job.
And I would like your chamber really work with him. He's a great guy. He's a guy that listens. Yeah, that's one thing, he listens.
The Southern Division continues to keep relatively low the statistical crime rate.
Yeah, we had third here, but Southern Division had 10, just 10 based on your population. you all are 10 murders for the year, and that, I mean, we're terrible. Yeah. He's trying, he's ready. Smith really trying. Smith is trying.
Smith is trying.
Yeah, he's doing well, he's doing well.
Whenever anything serious happens, they tend to be doing
But South is the place, you know, South is the place. South is the place, South is the place, you know.
That's where the action is.
That's where the action
hospitality
is. Yeah, that's where the hospitality is. I have to get that. South is the place, South is the
I
place.
tell everybody that.
Yeah, you know.
Can't be free for that.
All the great clubs and whatnot. South is the place. South are great people.
Yeah, your place.
But South are the best smiles. So much. When you pass Carney River, South are the best smiles. I have to get them down. South are the best smiles. How was Carnival this year? How was Carnival this year?
It was good. It could be better, but as we don't come out of the pandemic, next year it'll get better. But we had a pretty alright turnout for the just out of the blocks. But it's encouraging that next year will be better. Next year, keep growing.
All right, so my people are just going to move around and just chat with persons and whatnot. We're going to start shortly. The commissioner is on her way, and so we're just waiting. Everybody's here just having a little breakfast and whatnot. A special good evening to all those of you who are locked on all over the world. We're going to go live shortly. I saw the Senator Rishi Sunak, Mr. Maharaj. Yeah. Well, Mr. Maharaj, we are live. Everybody's watching. Everybody's watching you, and just wanted to find out. I mean, I must compliment you. I know when we go up there, well, you have your thing to say and whatnot, but I mean, I must congratulate you on this initiative.
Yeah, thanks for supporting us.
I mean, this morning, I don't want to get the cat out of the bag, but I mean, you're going to see the interest and speak on behalf of the business community. Yeah.
Yeah, Chaguanas is one of the fastest growing boroughs that we have in the Caribbean.
Right.
And with the growth in businesses and the increase in population density, you have following that you have crime.
Yeah.
And hence the reason why we want to address crime early o'clock, rather than people become numb to criminal activity.
Yeah.
So once we can address that in Chaguanas, being the retail hub, and of course Chaguanas is going to continue to grow, and I dare say sometime in the future to be a city. We want to make sure that we do what is within our power to support the businessmen, the employees, the families, and the general citizenry in around Chaguanas.
I'm really impressed with the turnout this morning. I mean, it's a large turnout, a lot of who's who from the Chaguanas, from the Chaguanas business community. We also have officials from the South Chamber and whatnot who's here. People from far south came down to this meeting. A lot of persons I'm seeing from south, prominent business figures. I saw Mr. Dipnaran Singh, who's also here, and so we're just going to await the commissioner, and so tell me about adding to, because I know a lot of persons, a couple of people asked me how they can join the chamber. Mr. How do we join the Chaguanas chamber?
Okay, so there's a web portal. You just go in there, fill out the form. It comes to us, we contact you. Well, of course, the members has to look at the business that want to join, make sure that they are properly registered.
Legitimate business and so.
And it's something we're satisfied with, and we have 2 members to support it, and they own. And we'll add them to the mailing list and so.
Yeah, so
The commissioner is here.
Hey, what's happening, man? All right.
Good. Did you sell
what going on, man? Right. So move around a little bit. Hold on. Hey, so Mr. Dipnaran Singh, tell me, I mean, I'm glad to see you on the breakfast this morning. What do you think about the initiative by the chamber? Before the commissioner is on her way, I think she's a minute up.
Okay, I think it's a good initiative. I hope it bear success. It's not another talk shop. We need to help and sort out everything in Chaguanas, because the crime, the traffic, everything is a situation.
And you're one of the prominent businessmen. The Dipnaran Singh is a very prominent family in business in Chaguanas. You have, part of that persons who have created the economy in Chaguanas.
Exactly, and that's why as business people, we all have to come together to try and help and assist.
What is your number one concern today?
Crime and traffic.
Crime and
Yeah.
traffic. So I guess you'll be expressing your views, Mr. Deputy.
Exactly. Because that's an issue, a burning issue, and we need to get that sorted out and rectified.
Thank you again, Mr. Deputy.
You're welcome.
She's here? Yeah. Hold a second. So the commissioner is here, so.
Everyone, good morning. This is just to let you know that we'll be starting momentarily, so you can get your seats, be comfortable, and enjoy the last bit of tomato choka while you get set to get things moving. Thank you. We're starting off in a short while from now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good, you're right.
I think you're ready to start, Professor. So you're going to the table.
the charge.
welcome again, everyone. We'd just like to ask you to please take your places. We will be starting within the next few moments. Thank you so much to the media. Thank you so much to everyone being here. Please, your seats, and we should start things off within the next couple of short moments. Thank you so much for your patience. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's time for us to start. His Worship, the Mayor of Chaguanas, Faaiq Mohammed, Senator Richie Sukai, Mr. Baldath Maharaj, President of the Chaguanas Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Mrs. Erla Harewood, Commissioner of Police, TTPS, Professor Emeritus Ramesh Deosaran, Professor of Criminology and Social Psychology, Mr. Ian Alleyne, Crime Watch Host, Ms. Roxanne DeFreitas, CEO of Massey Stores and Supermarket, Ms. Denise Clark, Team Lead Security, Massey Stores and Supermarket, Mr. Kiran Singh, President of the Greater Sapanado Area Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Rashid Ali Patos, President of the Columbia Business Chamber, Mr. Mukesh Ramsey, President, Kuva Point Lisas Chamber of Commerce, Board members of the Chaguanas Chamber of Industry and Commerce, other distinguished guests, our esteemed membership, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a very special good morning to you. Welcome to everyone to the Chaguanas Chamber of Industry and Commerce's first event for the year 2023. This security and strategic planning breakfast meeting marks the first of many initiatives that the Chamber is hosting for its members. We expect this morning to have a power-packed, informative morning and session where we can all receive the details that will inspire greater confidence in the business community as we explore ways of making us safer for all citizens of TAT and indeed the purchases of Chaguanas. My name is Sham G. Ali and I'm your Master of Ceremonies for this event. Now, I'd like to call upon one of the directors of the Chaguanas Chamber to do this morning's invocation. Please welcome to the microphone Chamber Director, Mr. Kevin Rampuni, to open us in prayer.
Good morning, one and all. Thank you, Shamji. All protocols followed. Can we get in a position to pray this morning? Father God, we pray that you bless today's proceeding, strategic meeting on crime. We pray that in your word you said, we plan but you direct, and We pray for those in authority today that you have put in authority over us, that you bless and acknowledge wisdom and understanding to do the right thing when it comes to the rampant crime that we have faced with today. Father Lord, we pray that you would bless us, you would keep us, bless the central community, and we pray that you would allow those who do the wrong, allow them to see that light where they will be able to, because you said where there is light, there is no darkness. So we pray that today's crusade will bring forth fruit and we will be able to move forward in a better way. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we'd like to ask you to please stand as we Thank you, everyone. Please take your seats. I'd like to begin by saying that some of the fancy stores, please share the recipe for your tomato joker. I hear it was excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have remarks from someone who's sat on the board of the Chaguanas Chamber for more than 12 years. He's more than 30 years of experience in the financial sector and many decades of experience operating other businesses, quite successfully, I might add. Let us warmly welcome the President of the Chaguanas Chamber of Industry and Commerce, the very hardworking Mr. Baldath Maharaj.
His Worship Emir Faaiq Mohammed, Mayor of Chaguanas, Senator Richie Sukai, Mrs. Erla Harewood, Commissioner of Police, Professor Ramesh Deosaran, Professor of Criminology and Social Psychology, Mr. Ian Alleyne, Crime Watch Force, Ms. Roxanne De Freitas, CEO Massey Stores and Supermarket, Ms. Denise Clark, Team Lead Security, Massey Stores and Supermarket, Mr. Kiran Singh, President of Greater San Fernando Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Rashid Ali, President Kulupia Business Chamber, Mr. Mukesh Ramsey, President Kuva Points Chamber of Commerce, Board members of the Chaguanas Chamber of Industry and Commerce, other distinguished guests, our esteemed membership, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Strategic Security Breakfast meeting hosted by the Chaguanas Chamber of Industry and Commerce. It is with great pleasure that I welcome the Commissioner of Police,
and all of you who have taken the time to attend this event. The reason why we organize this breakfast the breakfast meeting is to address the issue of crime that is affecting the Borough of Chaguanas. As President of the Chamber, I cannot overstate the impact of crime on our community. Chaguanas is a retail hub in Trinidad, and I dare say the region, with a vast number of stores that offer bargains to customers. I'm also aware that people in the Caribbean islands that come to Chaguanas to seek bargains. And because of that, we had an upsurge of businesses. We had quite a lot of mom and pop stores. And along the main road, Chaguanas and Longdenville, we find a lot of stores. There is hardly anyone living on the main road as it used to be decades ago. This, however, made our borough a prime target for theft, robbery, and other forms of criminal activity. The safety of our members, their employees, and customers is important to us. And we are committed to doing everything we can to ensure that Chaguanas remains a safe and secure place to do business. It is no secret to us that crime is a serious issue that affects every aspect of life in Trinidad and Tobago. In addition to the direct impact of public safety, crime also affects the economy of this country. This is especially true in the way it impairs business activity. Business requires a safe and secure environment to operate effectively. When crime rates are high, business owners are forced to take additional security measures to protect property, employees, customers, and that will include burglar-proofing, parent security guards, security cameras, and other protocols that might be done privately. These measures are definitely a costly one, and it takes away a lot of resources that could be used to grow businesses. Furthermore, the fear of crime can have a negative impact on consumer behavior. People may be hesitant to visit outdoor restaurants, stores, and other businesses where the crime rates are high. And of course, that leads to reduced foot traffic. This in turn can lead to a decline in business activity. In addition to the direct impact on businesses, crime also has a ripple effect on the economy as a whole, simply because the government needs to spend a lot more resources and time to assist in that initiative. Overall, crime has a direct and negative impact on the economy of Trinidad and Tobago. Before I conclude though, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce the chamber directors who are here. I know you all would have been meeting with others and probably not getting the opportunity to be properly introduced. So I will just call you by name so that you can be identified. So we have Faaiq Mohammed. Karina Suko. She's walking down the stairs. Daniel Austin, Tyrone Regis, Sunil Muneza, who I guess everyone has met him, Kevin Ramboli, and Dr. Barbie here, who unfortunately is not with us this morning. This chamber is doing great work for its members. Some of the things we are doing is providing specialized insurance packages, where you all can pay group rates for medical insurance. We also offer discounts through an alliance with Sachiko that will give you between 20 and 30% off being a member of the chamber for motor and general insurance. We are also working closely with the local authorities to ensure that Chaguanas is a safer place. Finally, I'd like to encourage all of you to share any information that you may have with the police. Together we can work to reduce crime in this borough and make it a safer place to live, work, and do business. I hope that this breakfast meeting will be a productive one and that we can all work together to ensure the safety and security of our community. Thank you.
Mr. Baldath Maharaj, President of the Chaguanas Chamber of Industry and Commerce. Thank you so much, Mr. Maharaj. We move forward now. We'd like to welcome a young man who is passionate about the Borough of Chaguanas. He holds the key to the borough. And he's a fierce advocate for the people. Please help me to welcome to the stage the Mayor of Chaguanas, His Worship Faaiq Mohammed, as he brings us greetings.
Senator Richard Sukai, Mr. Baldath Maharaj, President of Chaguanas Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Mrs. Erla Christopher, Harewood, Commissioner of Police, Professor Ramesh Deosaran, Professor of Criminology and Social Psychology, Mr. Ian Alleyne, host of Crime Watch, Mr. Roxanne Defrita, CEO, Massive Stores and Supermarket. Mr. Dennis Clark, Team Lead, Security, Massive Stores, Supermarket. Mr. Kieran Singh, President of the Greater San Fernando Area Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Rashid Ali, President of Columbia Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Mukesh Ram Singh, President of Kuba Point Research Chamber of Commerce. Board members of the Chaguanas Chamber Industry of Commerce, other distinguished guests, our esteemed, the other esteemed membership of the Chaguanas Chamber Industry of Commerce, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good morning and welcome to the Chaguanas Borough Corporation, the fastest growing municipality in Trinidad and Tobago. We are home of the Junior Panorama Champions, that's the Tropical Angel Heart, and the youngest Japanese soca queen in Trinidad and Tobago, Miss Caitlin Sultan. Chaguanas is a place where the youths are bursting with talent. Chaguanas is also a place that is growing exponentially, both in terms of commerce and in terms of the living population. Basically, it seems to be a place where people want to do business and where people want to live, where they want to put down their roots and raise their families. However, crime can negatively impact that. Crime can negatively impact our beautiful borough. Our borough that is blossoming. Crime is at an all-time high in this country. Right now, there are more murders than days. We see it on the front page of our newspapers. There have been attacks on businessmen in Trinidad and Tobago, more so, especially in central areas. As we can see with the part where some businessmen lost their lives because of crime situation here. Just a stone throw from here, last year, a prominent businessman lost his life. This is creating an atmosphere of fear, an atmosphere where citizens are afraid to do business, where citizens feel that they have to migrate out of Trinidad and Tobago, creating a brain drain. And one of the major issues I see causing this obsolescence crime, we may want to blame the TTPS, but I would like to say that the TTPS, they are basically under-resourced. How many times will you call the police station and get a response? We have no units available at this time. Or hours later, they will respond. We have all experienced something like this in our lives. Recently in Longdenville, the police force had no phone lines. Is that the situation still? There are approximately 12. This is a strange statistic, and I don't know how to understand this one. the utility ticketing system, we need to carry on that exercise. Saying all the TTPS are being under-resourced in this country, and then we expect them to fight crime. We'll call them and expect them to jump on a horse and run down the road when there's no motor vehicle available. In fact, how many motor vehicles, and this is a question that we need to find out, how many motor vehicles that we have functioning in Central, in fact, Chaguanas, as we are in Chaguanas, how many? This is something that we need to know. And I know the chamber did something last year, where they fixed 2 motor vehicles. Please give them a round of applause for that, because this is, we are here to work with the TTPS, because I would like to say you are not alone in this. We are affected as well, and as citizens, we will do our part as well. These are just a few of the shortcomings. I would say there are many more, but these are just a few of the shortcomings that needs to be addressed. I will definitely be highlighting this on behalf of the TTPS out there, that the resources, you all really need that level of resources. I will know definitely, because I am basically on a resource as well. So I will be championing my resources and your resources. The Chaguanas Border Cooperation, we haven't been sitting idly by expecting things to happen. So what we have been doing, we have been going out to communities that are affected by crime, like home invasions. And with the help and the assistance of the community police, we have been doing that. And with Mr. Darren Carmichael, who is here today. Anyone who's having any issues with community crime and home invasion, you see Mr. Darren Carmichael. Mr. Darren, can you stand? This man is a champion. Every time there's an issue with home invasion within communities, we step in there with even the ASP division, and we have a representative from the Central Division, community police, and Mr. Carmichael. We create community watch groups, and to be honest, it works. It literally works. We actually run crime out from the area. So we are also engaged at the Chaguanas Border Corporation. I had some discussion about security firm, one of the second largest security firm within the country, and they have been involved in these community projects as well, and we have plans to try to expand it throughout the Borough of Chaguanas. So hopefully, I don't want to reveal that too soon. We have to put something to the drawing board to try to create Chaguanas, to make Chaguanas into a safe city. So from yesterday's meeting I had with our security people, there will be something coming soon, and the chamber will be involved definitely, because we on a monthly basis we have something called an interagency meeting. Many of you in this room may have attended that meeting at some point in time, and in that meeting I think we'll have more discussions putting into that. Before I close, I just want to put a few suggestions to our new Commissioner of Police, and please forgive me for not extending my congratulations to you. I know it's a new post, so congratulations, and I wish you all the best and success in that post. I'll just give you a few ideas that I have in mind, but I would like to see happening in Chaguanas. I believe when crime, we don't have to live when crime happens, but it should happen all the time. When we had a major crime upsurge, it was late last year, coming in early this year, we weren't seeing any police presence being in that. I traversed Sipaya within the month of January, and every time I go down there, I find myself getting into a roadblock. But I wasn't seeing that happening in Chaguanas. Having a heavy police presence will show there's a zero tolerance to crime, and will show that police, the protective services, they are out there to seek our interests. So I think this is something that we should start seeing more often in Chaguanas. I remember when I was like 20-something, when Movie Town was open, every time I'd leave after a late night movie, at the roundabout at Price Plaza, there were always a roadblock. Right there, always. I think many of us passed that roadblock, but then that's no longer there. So what I'm trying to say, the presence of police right now in Chaguanas is not being felt. And we need to have that, especially for the criminal elements. They need to feel that know that we all are present. Because to them, I'm not trying to sound insulted, we all are sleeping. Right? To them, that's what they are seeing. And we need to start to wake up and show that we have a strong police force out there and who are willing to we need to see regular patrols, but I can't see regular patrols if we don't have patrol vehicles. But at the Chaguanas Borough Corporation, we are willing to work together with the TTPS, with our municipal police, because we have a few vehicles and we may get in a few more soon. And we will work together with you all to have regular patrols and we can have that being done. Finally, this has nothing to do with crime, but in Chaguanas we have a major traffic issue. In the past, police used to help a lot of traffic. I don't know if there's a new mandate now that police don't help at all, but in Chaguanas we're going to get that assistance pertaining to traffic. So I would like to see at the peak hours and major intersections in Chaguanas that we have some sort of police presence help direct traffic, and especially at the end of schools. For two reasons, because of we are seeing an upsurge in school violence, as well as it will help direct the traffic and the flow outside of school. And finally, I noticed this in other countries, but I'm not, and it used to happen here. We will have police on the highways, but they will just be in their vehicles. They call it static patrols. I think it's a strategic move. However, instead of just being in their vehicle, ask them to come out a little bit and pull the traffic along, because there's no traffic light from the market in Port of Spain to San Fernando, but yet still we have traffic all the way to Freeport, even further to Cuba. So if we can get the traffic pulling along like police, like holy traffic, it will help a lot. Because I see it happen in other countries already, but for some reason I think it's something that in Trinidad and Tobago, I don't know why, so Commissioner, please look into that. I think that's all I have for you this morning. Thank you very much, God bless, and I know we are all in here anticipating what the Commissioner has to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. His Worship Mayor Faaiq Mohammed, we share similar fashion senses. That his suit's a little bit tighter than mine. And you will stretch fabric. I don't know, to stretch. Okay, give me the number right here. Take a little. See what happens. So, without further ado, everyone, we now have in our midst a very special woman. A woman who has recently made history, not only in the Caribbean, but possibly around the world. She has served with this country's police service for 4 decades, described as a considerate and empathetic leader, a committed officer, a devoted wife and family member, a loyal friend, and a fair, objective and well-balanced individual who is passionate about crime fighting, making the nation safer for all citizens. She's here this morning with us to share her plans for the Borough of Chaguanas and by extension, the nation. Please welcome the first ever female Commissioner of Police, Erla Harewood Christopher, to address us.
Good morning and thank you, Master. Unfortunately, I don't have a voice like yours, so His Worship the Mayor, Faaiq Mohammed, Mayor of Chaguanas, Senator Vichy Sukal, Government Senator, Mr. Baldath Maharaj, or should I say Maharaj, President of the Chaguanas Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Professor Emeritus Ramesh Deosaran, Professor of Criminology and Social Psychology, Mr. Ian Alleyne, Crime Watch host, Ms. Roxanne De Freitas, CEO, Massy Stores and Supermarket. Ms. Denise Clark, Team Lead Security, Massy Stores and Supermarket. Mr. Kiran Singh, President of the Greater San Fernando Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Rashid Ali Patos, President, Kanupia Business Chamber. Mr. Mukesh Ram Singh, President of the Hoover Point Lisa's Chamber of Commerce. Board members of the Chaguanas Chamber of Industry and Commerce, other distinguished guests, the esteemed membership of the Chaguanas Chamber of Commerce, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is indeed a pleasure to address you shortly this morning. I can say this is my first major public engagement. But I want to apologize on the onset, as I indicated to the organizing committee. I accepted this invitation very early, but however, another important engagement came up and I have another meeting from 9 this morning, so I am trying to ensure my presence at both. This morning I have with me the Senior Superintendent who is responsible for the Chaguanas Division, and the Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Dibchan. And I am sure that they will be able to answer all the questions you may have concerning Chaguanas. I have recently, as recent as yesterday, outlined my plan to address violent crime in Trinidad and Tobago. And I would have just outlined my plan to my executive and my First Division officers. I know Chaguanas, yes, we concern about the crime, and please let me inform you all. I am from Central, and I indicated to Mr. Ali Patos that I should be a member of the Kanupia Business Association. So crime in Central is important to me too. However, I know you all are concerned about particular areas, so I will try to address those areas this morning. The approach to fighting crime is a national scope, so it's not just specific to Chaguanas. And there's very little crime-related demographics to distinguish the Central Division that will warrant a unique approach. Our national approach to fighting crime is one that is essentially based on a focus on a couple of key objectives. So I will list the objectives on which we will focus. Precision policing of the power field. And when I speak about precision policing, there are a few what I will call prolific offenders who are responsible for the violent crime within our communities. our intelligence would tell us the particular places and the particular times. So what we will focus on is policing these violent persons, places at the particular times. And of course, it is good to know that you have a working relationship with the senior superintendent. And this is your first meeting for 2023, and I am sure you will continue to have meetings with the senior superintendent, and I am sure during the course of this year, I am sure I'll be able to make myself available again as I settle into the position. We'll be focusing on the dismantling of criminal gangs. Criminal gangs have been responsible, criminal gangs and drugs have been responsible for 65% of the murders in Trinidad and Tobago. So we need, and you know, there is in every division, and to an extent in Chaguanas, we have the gang-related problems. The retrieval of firearms. 87% of the murders last year were committed with firearms. So we will focus on retrieving firearms. So you can imagine if we have less firearms or less illegal firearms on the street, how we will be able to, I don't want to say, but manage the extent of the murders. And it is interesting to note that for this year alone, we have already recovered, as of our day before yesterday, 156 illegal weapons and over about 3,000 rounds of ammunition. If you think of ammunition as one round of ammunition can kill someone, how many lives would have been saved or protected? As an organization, we have an increased focus on transnational crime. We will be enhancing police intelligence capability. We want to ensure we leverage the technology to enhance police operations. We want to build police legitimacy and public trust and confidence. And we know we cannot do it alone, and we know we cannot get your support if you do not trust us. So we will be working feverishly to regain trust and confidence of the public. We want to have an increased police presence and visibility. And of course, we will certainly appreciate any assistance with vehicles. And one thing I have asked my divisional commanders to ensure that at every station, so this is not divisional, at every station I would ask them to have a town meeting monthly. Now you know, some stations are not, they don't have to deal with the violent crimes. But we acknowledge that the residents still need to feel that sense of security. So even, not just the Chaguanas and the Cunupia, but the Grand Couva areas, the Brasso areas, all these areas, you know, to ensure that the residents would feel and know they are protected also. We will have an increased accountability through greater management and supervision of police operations. So that is internal. You may have heard me say that I want to manage or lead an organization that has the capabilities to manage and control any challenge. I will have officers who have the capacity, the capability, who are able. I will have an organization that is agile, that is responsive to all the community or the national needs. An organization that is efficient, effective, and of course professional. So we intend to do a lot of introspection, and we intend to fix our management and our supervision situation. And we want to improve our roadway management, and yes, but I want to let you know, when you travel on the highway and you see traffic, then you pass the police on the highway and then you realize it's narco traffic because everybody is slowing down when they see the police, and that actually causes a backup in the traffic, believe it or not. Isn't that so? Those of you who have to go to Port of Spain when the morning comes, and when you pass the police officers on the highway, the traffic flows freely. Not so? So, but yes, we will come out of the vehicles, and actually they have been coming out of the vehicles, and Mayor, those officers who are supposedly static have been responsible for really retrieving firearms while on those exercises. So they do come. As an organization, the leadership, at least my leadership, will be exhibiting a zero tolerance position on police indiscipline and corruption. And I want the citizens to know and feel secure that they can report. And I know in Central Division, for one, a number of officers have been arrested and charged for corruption. So we are not afraid, and we will not stop arresting our own if it becomes necessary. And of course, we need to focus on positive public messages. We have been guilty of not selling ourselves properly. Over the years, we would have really achieved and done many things. And persons coming in and getting close to say that the police or police service did all of that. We have not sold ourselves. And we do, as time goes by, with the assistance of our corporate communications, which is at present led by Mrs. John Archie, whom I'm sure all of you know very well. So we continue to achieve good things. Now the TTPS understands that confidence will be instilled in the public if they see a tangible reduction in the incidence of crime. And it is for this reason that the TTPS is focusing on delivering results from its operations. The police are working very hard and are achieving results in many of its anti-crime measures. Yet the public's perception of crime is regrettably, but understandably, driven by one statistic, the homicide rate. And notwithstanding the many daily successes of the TTPS, unless the public experiences a reduction in the homicide rate, the public's perception of crime, their fear of crime, and their assessment of the effectiveness of the police service will be negative. We have been able to manage the other serious crimes, but the murders is still a bit beyond us. But we know, and you know, that we cannot really stop the murders. It takes, it's our entire country. We can do our part. We will work towards making it a little more difficult for the occurrence in that providing the visibility, trying to remove the firearms, but you all realize when the firearm is not available, the cutlass is the knives. So it is an evil. It has spread over the land. And we must recognize, those of you who are spiritually inclined, you must recognize this is beyond the physical. And unless we see the intervention of that greater spirit, whatever we may call it, we know we have different religions. So who will call him God, who will call him Allah, I'm not sure. Krishna, I might be out of place, but I'm not too sure. But one thing I am sure about, all of us, if not all of us, 99% of us believe in a superior being. And we need to invoke the help of that being if we need to really bring Trinidad and Tobago back to that place where we want it to be. Because the police could come up with whatever strategy. The other agencies could come up, but unless we enlist the help of God, we will be working in vain. Now, when the police seize high-powered weapons and hundreds of rounds of ammunition, understanding that it takes one bullet to take a life, this is hardly ever, if at all, translated to how many lives were saved. Stakeholders have made a profession of the daily count and to make a comparison. The public is concerned about winning the war against count. This requires several things to come together with a synergy to deliver that result. But I can assure you that TPS is doing its part faithfully. There's another element of that trust, and that has to do with the quality of the interaction of the police with the law-abiding segment of the population. The population wants to know that you can trust the police to act with integrity, do the right thing always, and to treat with them fairly and respectfully. And we are focusing on that aspect of building trust and confidence also, as I would have indicated before. So overall, we will work to earn the trust of the citizenry by persisting our efforts to reduce the incidence of serious crimes, particularly homicides, and by improving the quality of our interactions with citizens. Now I know another issue that the Chamber was concerned with is ways in which we can support the Central Police Division in responding to the needs of the borough. Now the needs of a police division are dynamic and can change almost on a daily basis, depending on what is happening in that particular division. The TTPS, as part of its standard operating procedure, therefore, routinely assesses the resource requirements of its various divisions and the adequacy of the resources assigned to meet those needs. As little, Mayor, as little as we have, we try to ensure that we share it. And I am glad that you acknowledge of the lack within the TTPS, and not just Chaguanas, TTPS. Our resources are not infinite, so there may be situations at times that may warrant considerations of reallocation of resources to facilitate the assignment of additional resources to a particular division. The Central Division, as a division of the TTPS, will therefore have access to all the resources of the TTPS, whether it be on a short, medium, or long-term basis, based on its particular operation requirements. If there are other full-time need for additional resources, then the options for procurement or permanent reassignment will be fully explored, all within availability of funds. Now, there are ways in which the general public and business community can assist. Now, the general public can assist the police. I will identify just 3 ways. One, to be law-abiding. What we probably need most now in our country is enough people accepting personal responsibility to be law-abiding and adopting a zero-tolerance position on errant behavior, whether the infraction is minor or major. So let us don't take a big crime, a small crime, a minor crime. It comes like a sin. You know, there's not a big sin and a small sin. A sin is sin, and offense is an offense. Behavior. So this serves as more than just a good example. It goes a long way in setting the standard of acceptable conduct and signaling the level of behavior we are prepared to tolerate as a civilized, law-abiding nation. Another way we can cooperate with the police in the course of its operations. The police are your partners in law enforcement for public order and safety. When you see a police at work, they're out there putting themselves at risk to do the work you pay them to do, to protect you, your loved ones, and your property. It makes sense, therefore, to cooperate with them rather than obstruct, oppose, or worse yet, not cooperate with them. And I know this point does not really relate to the audience here. But this is a point that you need to ensure you pass on to the persons you would meet on a daily basis. The third point, provide the police with the information they need to be effective in carrying out their duties. Law enforcement is driven by information and intelligence. The work of the police is so much more difficult and so much less productive when they have to operate without that information or intelligence. We need people, and we always say it, if you see something, you know something, to say something. You need to trust us, and among the 10,000 officers in Trinidad and Tobago, I am sure each one of you can identify at least 5 who you can trust. There's a perception of corruption, but just like the precision policing of the power few, there are but a few police officers who are corrupted. It is not the entire service. And I need you all to understand and appreciate that. We need to get into the habit of supporting law enforcement. We need to develop a culture of actively and proactively sharing critical information with the police. Too often, it is only when we are personally affected that we see the value of information. And then we want everyone to contribute. But until then, we are uninterested in becoming involved. If you are at risk or affected, then it's already too late. Everyone has a role to play in fighting crime, even before it happens. Crime prevention is important. If we focus, and all of us continue to focus on the prevention, then the police will have less work to do in detection. As a business organization, the Chamber can and must do even more. So I thank you all so very much for the support you have already provided and promised. So you can incorporate safety and security as important considerations in your business places, your policies, procedures, and practices. Nurture effective partnerships with the police for effectiveness in policing. And lastly, contribute physical and financial resources to support effective surveillance and policing. So to the Mayor and to all the other chambers present, the police is here to support you, and we want to ensure we have a continued active partnership and relationship with all of you. So when you have your meetings, invite us. Even if you don't get me, I'm sure you will get one of my officers. We are here, and the police service is pledging its support, and we are working very hard, and we want to ensure that we achieve our mission of making Trinidad and Tobago, every place in Trinidad and Tobago, safe. And I know persons are a bit alarmed that I would even suggest that we will have improvements by June. But I know if we all do our part, with the help of God, we can achieve it. So I want to thank you so very much, and unfortunately I know I have to run, but do enjoy the rest of your morning.
Thank you, Madam Commissioner, with our keynote address. And I know the Commissioner of Police is heading off very swiftly, but just before she leaves us, Madam Commissioner, on behalf of the Chaguanas Chamber, the Secretary Sunil Munesa would like to present you with an award, more so a token of appreciation from the Chaguanas Chamber of Commerce. As the Police Commissioner was speaking about macro traffic, I did some research, and I found that, let me read this, my best news voice. Recent research has found that macro traffic in Trinidad and Tobago is caused by assigning police officers who are just too good looking. This is why people slow down to look at them. So, don't say that I said that. I'd like to also ask very quickly the drivers of the following vehicles. The police officers outside has informed us that if you're parked in front of Dindyard's Auto Supplies, you need to move. They're doing some paving, and you need to move your vehicles ASAP. PDY 3665, PDU 5288, PDS 1679, PDM 3103, PCU 636 PEA 9477. Those vehicles, please attend to your vehicles. They are doing some paving. They need to move those ASAP. Am I sticking to script or stick to the script? Okay. So at this time, we would like to move on with another speaker. I think we all know the saying that goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Hold on, before I do that, Ian, say that? You're next. Okay, I'm sorry. We're flipping this script a little bit slow because our police commissioner wants to, yeah. So, I beg your pardon, I'm going to get back to that shortly. So, without further ado, let me head to our next speaker. And this next gentleman is one who has been working very hard in the Borough of Chaguanas and also throughout Trinidad and Tobago to highlight the issue of crime. And he's going to be addressing us within the next few moments. He is the founder of the Chaguanas Crime Watch group, which later evolved into the Trinidad and Tobago Crime Watch. He launched the Ian Alleyne Network in 2016 and is now the host of one of the most watched local television programs nationwide. Its program also reaches an international level with viewership reaching the United States, Canada, Europe, South America. Mr. Alleyne continues to serve the community by providing on-the-ground news daily and is now also pursuing an MBA, which is due to be completed next month. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Ian Alleyne to the microphone.
Good morning to everybody. Members of the table, all protocol observe. The first female commissioner, the Grace us here, and we're really happy to have you. You know, before we go further, we need to stop this Ian Alleyne talk show host. I'm a businessman too, and I have properties in Chaguanas and business interests. So this hosting, I don't like that. It's just a joke. Yeah, this hosting, it sounds like I only have a TV alone. So I don't only have a TV alone. Alright, but nevertheless, also I realize that I don't want to see see massive stores played a major role here, major sponsor. I need to get on my show also. Yeah. I need to do that. Because I've seen other persons from other supermarkets here that extra food. As I say too, I have to say too, but it's a great morning, This morning, ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful morning. I'm happy that and the commissioner, what the commissioner said, she's so right. Crime is everybody's business. And what I'm here to tell you is that I am Chaguanas. I'm born and bred. I live in Chaguanas. I could have gone to Port of Spain and live. I could have bought a property in Port of Spain and decided to come back to my roots. I know everybody here. Everybody that is seated here, everybody knows me. Everybody. I must acknowledge the senator also. And government senator Sukai. But what I would like to tell you is that we are all concerned about crime. I'm going to focus Chaguanas here today, Chaguanas. But I want to tell you something. As a person who has worked closely with the police, we are the only organization, ladies and gentlemen, who have, in fact, in 1 month, under where we had worked, I worked close with the now Senior Superintendent Smith, we were able to gather information from the public. And I love what the commissioner said, that they rely on information. Information plays a major role. And because of information, approximately 9 persons was charged for murder, separate incidents, and it goes on. I don't need to really come to that today because you all know the history of what we do. But it all goes back. Crime is everybody's business. It's not just the police business, it is everybody's business. And this morning, it is not a circus here. It is not a circus that we have brought magicians, persons who can do great magic, among us. Crime cannot disappear with a magic wand. You don't understand that this morning. Everybody must get involved. All hands must be on deck. Ladies and gentlemen, one of my concerns with Chaguanas is where we are currently positioned with respect to division. We are the third runner-up in the murder toll among divisions. I took a little clip from took a little clip from what I have on my desk, and I Northeastern Division 35. Northern Division is 35. They have 35 murders, so they have 35 murders for the year. Northeastern Division 24. But what is alarming, Central is 10. I'm not here to mash up anyone, you know. I'm not here to mash up anyone. Central is 10. And you will ask, how come Central is 10? What about San Fernando? What about different areas and so on? You know why Central is 10? Madam Commissioner, you will know, and other persons. Chaguanas is a great place, and we are bursting at our seams, and the economy is Central. I'm not here to paint a doom and gloom and say all is gone in Central. No, Central is beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm proud to be from Chaguanas. It's my good friend Attorney Mulala. For years I've been telling him, but he has property in Chaguanas, but come and live Chaguanas. See, my commissioner is from Central. I am from Central. Great people. But because of that, and because of the economy growing, and we have become the hub, we are the hub. Whether you like it or not, Central is a major player in this dance. We are the hub, we are the economy, we are the hub. That has brought us, remember when our economy starts to grow, it brings attention to investors and to criminal elements. And that is why we have had a lot of home invasion. It's just so sudden. And I don't want to call names. Businessmen who have lost their lives right in Central, home invasion, robbery. Because I believe that, I don't want to open that wound this morning. It's early morning, too early for that. But there are a lot of relatives of persons who we have lost in the past sitting among us. And as they say, time heals all wounds, but sometimes the scars remain. So I don't want you to see that scar this morning. But what I'm asking the Commissioner to do is that we just want to be safe in Central, bottom line. Everybody that is here this morning, we want to be safe in Central. We want a good Central. And what we have noticed, Central is growing. We have Egypt, your worship, we have Edinburgh 500. Yeah. Big communities, We have the entire Philly city. We have coming up to Charleville, Cunupia. It's a big division, a very, very big division. And I'm not going to blast my senior superintendent and along with his deputy division. I'm not going to do that. They've been trying. I think you might be a little surprised that I'm saying that. I'm not only bacchanal, I'm only serious. All I want is a better Chaguanas. And what we are asking this morning, Madam Commissioner, is one thing. You need to strengthen. This is what I have noticed, and this is what I have been told. I can't call names this morning. I've worked closely with the police, and this is what I've been told. We need more businessmen here that are seated. We need to see more patrols of police, a greater police presence. And what is happening right now, and what we observe, we might have 2 or 3 patrols, but Central is so big now, Central is so populated now, that one vehicle can't cover Philly City while something is happening in Cunupia. It's too big. So what we are asking you to do, ma'am, and one of the recommendations is that you strengthen our charge room, that you can have more patrols outside. I'm asking you for that. And somebody might say, well, let's ask the Commissioner. Now, before we jump to that, once we strengthen, because one must remember that the charge room is the first responder. the first responders. Once you get a call, it goes to the charge room, then you do your thing. But if you have a weak charge room, on someone like a police, not a police, I work closely with the police. Many years ago, I used to bash police. But when I started to realize police, they are just like us. And not everybody is corrupted. Not everybody. Not every police has seen a uniform like to cut a card. There are police officers who I know send their children to school, do extra duties, to build a bathroom at home, to build a roof. They take a loan to do extension on their home, they pay them on a car. They are just like you and I. And maybe before I really started to work with police, I say, well, this one corrupted, that one corrupted, police corrupted. No. There are people who work hard. They're just like us. But again, what we are asking for in Chaguanas is more strengthening manpower, man. Let's strengthen the manpower. Once we strengthen the manpower, all we want to see is a presence. We want to smoke them out of Chaguanas. We want to get them out of Chaguanas. We want to get the criminal. And in every organ, in every area, in every division, they are the gangs, they are the elements. But you remember today what I said, crime is your business, and the police force can only go forward with what? Sometimes people come to my office, Mr. Alleyne, is that a robbery? You see the man? No. You see the vehicle? No. No, you have to be observant. You have to be observant. You have to watch. And something you might say, well, you might go, so I say, well, and say, well, Mr. Alleyne, the police are doing nothing, and they're not taking care of me at all. What the police do? You have a vehicle, you're seeing up here watching. You need to be, as business people, you all need to be vigilant and very observant and watch what's going on. So when you have the information, you go to the police, or you call us, you call our client, whatever. Remember, crime is your business. And it's not a matter, so somebody might say, well, Madam Commissioner, I'm glad you're here today because we want to tell you, you need to arm us. We need guns, we need this, we need that, we need police have a gun here. Hello. Let me tell you something, I can tell you this one, and I'll tell you this from experience. The disadvantage of having the advantage of having a gun, you know what is the bigger? Is the disadvantage. Disadvantage is bigger than the advantage. And sometimes you put yourself in, gun brings attention also. We all know that, and people sometimes, you just won't believe how that position you alone. If today, we can only realize that come forward with the information, let us work with the police. And I am telling you this recommendation with respect to all we need in Chaguanas right now, we need a greater police presence, man. Just a greater police presence and add to the manpower. That's all, add to the manpower. And you all will see. Take it from me. Just at present, that visibility of the blue lights, different positions static, different hot spots. Just at present that people see that in the event that they go to do a robbery, when they realize they have a vehicle parked by Gillingham Junction, thinking twice. Just a little blue lights on Chaguanas main road. You know, that's what we are asking for. Just a better Chaguanas. And I mean, you don't have the magic wand, and I will tell you that today, with all due respect, ma'am. You don't have the magic wand to fix crime. And I will even tell you that great is Commissioner Erla Christopher. All here, she's going to solve it. She can't do it on her own. That can only be done with your support and the business community standing with the seniors in Chaguanas and Central Division. We need to stand with them. We need to stand with them. So today, ladies and gentlemen, just like you, I want a good Chaguanas. All I want to do is be safe here. Am I right to tell you, all we want to do is be safe. That's it. That's all we want to do. We just want to be safe. We want to be able to go out in the streets, bring back the great Chaguanas again. That is what we need, and we are happy. And ma'am, I hope that the recommendation made by the President of the Chamber, by the your worship, the mayor, and others maybe you would have spoken to prior to the start of this ceremony. Please, we would like Chaguanas to be safe again. And one thing before we go, and it's a concern that was raised to me by a group of policemen. It's very challenging when police officers they can't get their shirts and pants and boots. It's hard. Now I don't know what the allocations of funds for that, but it is affecting officers in Chaguanas. The officers, they've been telling me, like Mr. Alleyne, I have to go, when you go to stores in town or wherever, you can't get boots, you can't get pants, you can't get a shirt. I mean, you have just been appointed as commissioner, so I fully well understand that the crisis was handed over to you. The statistics behind where the tour was handed over to you. But please, look into these things for me, please. That's all. It can boost morale in Chaguanas. It can boost morale, and we can maybe show us 2 or 3 vehicles again. That'll be good. And we go into the bank and then you can see a little vehicle outside the public bank. No, sorry, First Citizen Bank. I see how I watch one time. First Citizen Bank, First Citizen Bank, and maybe when we go to Massey stores, right? The Massey stores. Right? I see hampers here, we get to for the television, but so we can be safe, because Chaguanas are, we are lovely people in Chaguanas. We are lovely people. We are great people. Great people came from here. Great people came from here. And I don't want to keep you back no more, but again, Madam Commissioner, thanks for coming. And I know you just wanted to hear what I had to say. I know you just wanted to hear what I had to say. So 5 minutes, but I can't even put out to talk, but anyhow, again, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for having me, and I really hope, and Madam Commissioner, I hope, and I pray to God, as much as you tell me to pray, faith without works is there, yeah? So we need the works too, we need to strengthen Chaguanas, and I'm happy with our seniors, my machine up, sir, because I know I can face you after, so, and his assistant, Dipshan, and so, please, we want to be, we just want to be safe in Chaguanas. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you very much, Ian Alleyne, businessman extraordinaire. Thank you very much to our keynote speaker, Madam Police Commissioner, who's going to exit very soon. We thank the Commissioner, Madam Commissioner, and all of our senior officers for being with us. We'd like to also take the opportunity to remind you that coming up in a short while, after the next speech or so, we will have our Q&A, a question and answer segment, a panel of experts. They're going to be on stage here, and we will invite members of the audience to pose questions to our audience. Thank you again, Madam Commissioner. Have a wonderful day. Great having you with us on behalf of the CCIC. Right, so we move on, everyone. Just a reminder once again, if you've got questions that you want to pose to a panel of experts, that's going to be fielded in a short while, so we all be involved with that. Okay, moving straight ahead with our program this morning. I think we all know the saying that goes, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. The reason we, the CCIC, have been able to serve the business community in various ways, for example, this breakfast meeting this morning, is because of our sponsors. And at this moment, we want to refer to one particular sponsor for this morning, Massey Stores and Supermarket. A heart full of gratitude for your commitment to the Borough of Chaguanas. We want to acknowledge Massey Stores and Supermarket. Let's now welcome, on behalf of Massey Stores, representing Massey Stores, please welcome Denise Clark.
Resolution, the Mayor, Faaiq
Sukai, Mr. Baldath Maharaj, President of Chaguanas Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Mrs. Erla Harewood Christopher, Commissioner of Police, TBS, Professor Emeritus Ramesh Deosaran, Professor of Criminology and Social Psychology, Mr. Ian Alleyne APP, businessman, Mr. Kiran Singh, President of the Greater San Fernando Area Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Rashid Ali Patos, President of the Columbia Business Chamber, Mr. Mukesh Ram Singh, President of the People Point Business Chamber of Commerce, board members of the Chaguanas Chamber of Industry and Commerce, other distinguished guests, our esteemed memberships, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a very pleasant good morning. On behalf of our pastoral senior leadership team, our store managers, and the security and agency department, I would like to thank everyone for having us as your esteemed sponsor of this
Yeah, okay, great. Your phone now, what are the number of the commission?
I'll send it to you, right?
Yeah.
And fortify our systems. The current situation continues to affect all of us. The crime we face is not only physical, but increasingly virtual, as cyberspace is a new domain for violence. Therefore, the solution to fighting crime is not just about increasing our defenses, but also about implementing ways in which we can proactively prevent crime in a systematic way in our community, businesses, and at an individual level. Security should be a layered approach, and we must look at the whole picture and strategize proactively from all angles as a community. We all share this responsibility and can contribute to reducing the multifaceted root causes of crime. I leave you with the words by Helen Keller. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Thank you for your time and allowing us to participate in this event.
Thank you very much, Denise Clark, representing Massey Stores, and a special thank you to the Massey team. Team Massey, round of applause for Team Massey. Q&A is coming up, the Q&A is coming up momentarily, but just before we do that, we've got to get to one final speaker, and it is my pleasure to introduce this next speaker on stage. He has theorized on crime and criminology for practically a lifetime. He's a prominent academic, Trinidad and Tobago renowned internationally. He got his bachelor's, his master's, his PhD at the University of Toronto in Canada. He taught at the University of California, Los Angeles, also Florida State University, and for 30 years as the professor of criminology and social psychology at the University of the West Indies. At UE, he was founder and director of the Ansel Psychological Research Center. Also founder and director of the Center for Criminology and Criminal Justice. He was then appointed as acting president of UTT. He was also an independent senator for over 12 years. As a writer, he is the author of 20 books and over 100 published research papers on crime, justice, and education, and also politics. Since 1977, he's been a Sunday newspaper columnist for the Express, Guardian, and now Newsday. In 2013, he was awarded the nation's highest award, the Order of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. It is indeed our honor to have him with us today. Please welcome Professor Emeritus Ramesh Deosaran with us. I think we're just about to say right.
It is said that the darkest hour is the one nearest to dawn. I say this, ladies and gentlemen, because the country is coming close to a crisis in crime, if only because of the fear of crime and the economic, social, and psychological consequences. But from what we have been hearing today, but from all the speakers, the businessmen, the police commissioner, it looks as we are in for better days. The question of community policing is a precise attempt to democratize policing. Bring it to the people, and the people will join in it. His Worship the Mayor, Mr. Mohammed, Mayor of Chaguanas, Senator Richie Sokai, congratulations on your appointment. Mr. Baldath Maharaj and your executive, I really want to commend you all for the effort that you have been making as businessmen. It shows you are not selfish, you're not self-centered, but you're extremely civic-minded to put in the time and the energy with the support of the Marxist Store, whom I also sincerely congratulate. So we're in for better days. Keep our chins upward. We can do it. I bring a message today borrowed from Citizens Park. They are celebrating 30 years, and their motto is together. Together, it can be better. And that is my message to you today. Commissioner has left, but I think what she has told us today, in a very modest and sincere manner, is that she will do all that she could do to contribute to the effort, and especially when joined by citizens. In this case, citizens of Chaguanas. You see, the chambers across the country, there might be about more than 15 or 20. Rishi, how many there? If the chambers structure themselves, position themselves to support the police, and the 30 or 40,000 private security guards we have in this country collaborate in that same mission, the police service will become very effective, very efficient. And the doubts that you have about them, because of such support, you will be proud of your police service. We have to become proud of our police service. Everybody knows, the Commissioner knows, there is corruption inside the police service. All the United Nations reports, all the reputable reports across the country dealing with security and crime will tell you, if you have corruption in the Immigration Department, in the Customs Department, and especially the Police Department, your efforts will not be as effective. She has committed herself, even before today, to deal with corruption, because I knew her before. We were in different committees together. But I would venture to say, this is my own experience in the public service, that she might eventually become the best commissioner we have ever had. And the reason I say so is not because of exceptional brilliance. But when she spoke this morning, it was very touching to hear her speak from her heart. And that is where it starts in work that we are speaking about today, crime and public personal safety. The passion for the job. A lot of our institutions have lost that passion for the job. We go to work, we see that the job, but if you don't have the passion, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a nurse, whether you're a doctor, without that passion, you will not be as effective, and you will not feel as fulfilled as you should by whatever you're doing. We have to insert some more passion in the police service. And what Ian Alleyne mentioned today should be taken note of. The way the police behave in public, that needs to be improved. So Ms. De Freitas and Ms. Clark, thank you for the support and for your message today. Mr. Kiran Singh, Chamber of San Fernando, Area Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Rashid Ali Patos, President of Canopia Business Chamber, Mr. Mukesh Ram Singh, President, Kuva Pordisas Chamber of Commerce, the board members of Chaguanas Chamber of Industry and Commerce, under the leadership of Mr. Baldath Maharaj, and other distinguished guests. Now, we have to look at who are the governors of the country in terms of what they're supposed to do. You have a constitution, section 53, which tells you that Parliament is responsible for good order, peace, and governance of the country. You have section 75 with a cabinet that is in direct control and direction of the government and accountable to Parliament. You have ministers. They also have accountability to Parliament and direct control and direction of the department. So Ms. Erla Christopher, Commissioner Christopher, has to depend on the policy maker, which is the minister and the cabinet. She cannot just go and increase the police service by 100 more without the cabinet deciding. So when the speakers here ask for more officers, quite justifiably, you have to note the umbrella of governance in the country, which is what I just mentioned. Ms. Christopher functions under Section 123 of the Constitution. She has complete power to manage the police service. This is important, ladies and gentlemen, because before 2006, all the commissioners, I was in Parliament at the time, they used to complain. They have responsibility but no authority. And Parliament, therefore, according to Section 53, gave them the power to have complete control over the police service, to manage the police service in that sense, apart from making big policies and so on. More precisely, she is responsible for the human, physical resources of the police service. So she is in charge of the police service. And that is why any complaints you have or any information you have, whether confidential or not, that is the person you must take it to in the first instance after you pass your superintendent and your senior superintendent or something. She also has power to dismiss, transfer, and appoint. That is very important because, you see, Rishi Sukai was telling me, Senator Sukai was telling me, a problem he has noticed is that when an officer, especially a senior officer, gets accustomed to the territory, knowing who is who, the elders in the society, the leaders in the society, where you need that familiarity to effectively implement community policing. The officer is transferred. That has always worried me. The quick transfer, sometimes very arbitrarily, of police officers from one region to another. That will undermine community policing if not done carefully. Now we're in a situation here with crime, and whenever we count the statistics, we talk about the murder rate. The murder rate is horrendous. 2019 you had a record 537. Last year we had a bigger record, over 600, 605. But that is one part of the issue, the murder rate. To me, both in terms of prevention and solution, to me, it is really the detection rate. Between 1990 and 2000, we had 1,181 murders reported in that 10-year period, 1990 to 2000. The detection rate was 64%. Last year we had about 15% detection rate out of the 605. Between 2010 10 and 2020, another 10-year period. More recently, you had 4,838 murders reported in that 10-year period. It was 4 times more than you had between 1990 and 2000. In 1990, you had 84 murders, but it's not climbing. Coming back to 2010 and 2020, while you had 4,838 murders, you had a 16% detection rate. So from a 64% detection rate between 1990 and 2010, 2010 and 2020, the crime rate increased 4 times from one 10-year period to another 10-year period. The murder rate, more precisely, increased 4 times. But the detection rate decreased 4 times too. Why is that important? For 2 reasons. Those murderers that you do not detect, people got killed, so there's a murderer. So it's nothing about alleged now. These are murderers. If you don't detect them, what happens? They keep roaming the place. So when the murder rate goes up, it isn't so much a matter of originality and new actors on the scene murdering people. It's the same murderers you didn't catch before. And they keep climbing. You had 1,181 in 1 year, 1 10-year period, and another 10-year period, you had 4,838. And most of those in the 4,838 were those that you didn't catch before. So that is why I say it is a very serious issue that is leading to a detection crisis in the country. The other important part of this issue is the role of the community. If you look at the FBI operations and you read the report, you will find that the FBI is successful mainly because of tips, calls, anonymous calls that guides them into effective investigation. You can have your DNA test, you can have your hair test, clothing, fabric test, fingerprints, but without effective information from the public, policing efforts will be deficient. And it is particularly so when you're doing surveillance over a homicide scene, that you get information during the investigation from the public. People are afraid to get information. They will tell you because their names will be disclosed to the offender. That is a serious issue that is Harewood Christopher has to attend to. That is part of the corruption in the police service. It is dangerous for some people to provide information. That is what it amounts to, and that must be cured. The question of gangs, you see, I prefer to see myself as a social scientist, not a criminologist, because criminology depends on sociology and psychology. That is, if you look at gangs, they are sociological phenomena. They get dropped on the gangster for dropping off at school, bad parenting, they have nothing else to do, they lie on the blocks. So these social conditions contribute to gangs. And if she says 65% of the murders with guns are committed by gangs, it's a very serious issue. It's not just dealing with the gangs, it's how you prevent them from being full. So Ms. Christopher has a lot of challenges, and we must try and help. There's another serious challenge. You have a police complaints authority The last annual report, 2020-2021, there were 437 complaints from citizens about bad police behavior, mainly by constables. That is important because the Police Complaints Authority told us in their report that 84% of the complaints that they got had to be thrown in the waste paper basket. 84% of the complaints they got in that particular year had to be thrown in the waste paper basket. You know why? They didn't get enough information to proceed with the investigation. So if you throw 84%, you have to ask the question, well, what are you doing there? But they cannot be exclusively blamed because they send requests to the police service, mainly for certain information about police officers. And it appears that the length of time taken to fulfill that request falls within the statute of limitation. So, Police Complaints Authority, you have to drop that. There are bigger issues, ladies and gentlemen, in the world that affects us in terms of guns. The Prime Minister says that his government will likely join Mexican government in trying to control gun and ammunition production in the United States. That is a very big challenge because while you control it in the United States, the guns coming from Colombia, Brazil. Brazil is also a big manufacturer. Germany is a big manufacturer. Spain, China, Russia. So it's a big issue. I wish him success, but it is a very big issue. More than that, if you look at the guns that's displayed by the police, those are old rusty guns. Most of them are old. They're not new guns. So they are being disposed by certain armies, even from South America and North America. So there are other things we can talk about. You have heard a lot of things mentioned by other speakers. Very good presentations. I congratulate them. I once again want to congratulate Mr. Baldath Maharaj for the effort, and I hope you will continue. It's a very serious exercise. There is nothing as precious as your postal safety. This matter of home invasion is the most frightful thing. This morning I read in the Express, farmer gunned down by home invasion. 2 weeks before in Chaguanas, there was a home invasion where a gentleman sat reading his paper. They killed him. They assaulted the family and robbed them. And yet that wasn't enough. The home invaders burned down the house. You would have read it. I read it. It's very upsetting. So without saying much more, I want to thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure. By our MC. I'm from the university. I'm not a judge, I'm not a police officer. But what I do is to provide information, analysis, to help in the anti-crime battle. That is what I do, but others do other things, and we all have to form the partnerships spoken about today. I thank you very much for listening to me, and I wish you all Godspeed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Emeritus Ramesh Deosaran. Always insightful, always giving you clarity of the issue. So I just want to acknowledge once, apart from our good friends at Massey, I'd like to acknowledge our other sponsors, Motor City, thank you Motor City, and we are live on Fire 101.7 FM, just in case we fail to acknowledge our listening audience. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, as I did indicate, we do have a question and answer segment coming up. We'd like to invite our experts to join us on the panel. And this would be Senior Superintendent Michael Peer and also Assistant Superintendent Ramdani Dipchand. Please, gentlemen, join us on stage to join the panel. I'd also like to ask Faaiq Mohammed to be part of our panel. And this is where we have some microphones placed in the audience. Whether you're a business person, a stakeholder, a purchaser of Chaguanas, we invite you to go to the... Now, we're not picking any particular individual to pose the question in any particular order. So we are leaving up to anyone. I'll prompt you, of course, that you can feel free to go to the microphone. How's about if we begin from the very last tables at the back? The very last tables at the back. Feel free to take the microphone. We have, again, 2 microphones set up. And feel free to ask questions to the panel, and they will obviously give you the best answer that they can. So we'd like to begin with anyone. I think we need to get that microphone a little bit adjusted. So I ask you in the meantime to formulate your questions, and so that when you come to the microphone, we'll be able to go very smoothly. And we'll have a priest ask your questions to any of our individuals.
No, go inside and stand up. Go inside and stand up. Yes, I look here. Go inside and question. I bring my phone in place.
So this is I've been in the testing